Welcome back, and we are on the grid at Silverstone for a brand new race season with WOR. As you can see in the top left, you'll see Jaffmaster Flash, whose name you should recognize from the last season. He actually won our championship, and he's going to be my teammate this time. We did this on purpose, so I'm excited to drive with him. We tried to drive together a bunch of times last season, but a few other drivers getting in the way, and just a lot more incidents made it really difficult. Last season we did finish in 4th. I was 1 point under my teammate who was in 3rd, so I was really happy with the result. But this season's going to be a lot different and a lot harder. These guys are way faster, way more competitive. The assists are turned off. I was driving last season without the assists on, but some of the other guys were, so it wasn't quite an even playing ground either. This season, a lot different, and the skill level is a lot higher as well. This is not one where you can make mistakes and typically come back from, so you got to try a lot harder in this, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Faster drivers are just going to make me faster in the end, and this is a huge jump from the tier we were in last time. But we're going to go ahead and bring you through the rest of the formation lap here. This is a social race, which means this race is not counting towards the season, unfortunately, but it is a chance to get out on the track and see what these drivers are like. I don't know any of these drivers outside of my teammates, so this should be an interesting experience. Not to mention I've never driven with people at this tier or level of competition, so that should be a good one as well. The last season was great, and I got to work out a lot of kinks, but this season is going to be a whole different beast and a whole different challenge. These guys are incredibly fast and very experienced, so let's see how well we can keep up with them. But this race should be a pretty good indicator. And bottom left, you notice too, do have the camera that's on me. I'll try and include this in every video from now on, but I am going to switch it up and try and figure out where I like it. But you can see it all, so now you can see the movements. You'll see a screen at the top. You can't fully see it, but it's actually a telemetry screen. It's kind of like what they have on the sidewalls in the F1. I just have one in front of me so I can keep an eye on it. Gives me some information while I'm out there. But that being said, lining up on the grid here, giving the cars a chance to get back. We got the Alfa Romeo who did spin in the formation lap, give him a chance to rejoin his position. And we'll get underway. So as we sit on the grid here, waiting for the cars at the back, Alfa Romeo retakes his position to the side. And here we go. We got 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. As the Alfa Romeo gets a slow start on the right, but the Red Bull behind us is coming flying at the inside. We're going to stick to the outside and try and avoid him. We're going to back off just a hair, just with the speed he's got there. But as he goes through, he comes to the left and he hits the Alpine, who just knocks him right out there as he goes across the track right there. So we're going to be careful with the Alpine just in case he's aggressive with everybody. But we're going to follow him through here. And let's see how we can do here. There's not a lot of practice I've got into this track, and these are a lot of British drivers, so I'm not expecting too much here. I didn't really put any practice into it. Even before the race, I think I did 4 laps. So we're just going to go with it. None of these points are going to be tracked anyway, so I mean, worst case, it doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and coming onto the straight here, just taking a look at the timing table. We're split pretty well between the car in front and the car behind. Silverstone, for anyone who's watched it or raced it, is very much a difficult track to overtake. You get the DRS trains, which is the DRS will be when you're within 1 second of the car ahead of you. Certain spots, like for example coming up on this straight, you can drop your rear wing down and it reduces your downforce. But when everybody has it, everybody's the same speed and you really can't catch up to anybody. So right now the goal is really simple. I'm not too concerned with pushing for overtakes. These cars are going 3 wide, 4 wide. We got the Red Bull out to the right, going into the pit, so I believe he's going for wing damage. As we go on the inside here, just put some pressure under him, just see how he acts under pressure. Not bad, but we noticed he did miss his line just a little bit, so I know in the future I might try and push him a bit and see if it kind of startles him. But like I was saying, the goal here right now is just going to be to stick within 1 second of the car ahead. Once the DRS opens up, different game, but right now I don't have to waste my energy. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hope some of the guys ahead blow theirs, but right now I just need to stick within the 1 second. So if I start falling back, I'll use a bit, but outside of that, I'm not really interested. We get a virtual safety car coming out, so we got to slow it down. Not a full safety car though, but we jump to the end of the lap here as it's about to end. Cars ahead get a much better launch than we do, but the car behind us isn't doing that much better either. So you've got about 0.6 behind, 0.6 in front. So we got a bit of a bubble here, which is a little nice because at least I can push and not have to worry about other cars getting in the way. As we go through here, I know these cars are going to be a little quicker here, and I hadn't really practiced it, so throughout the race was kind of my way of learning what was going to make it, what wasn't. But we get a really good launch out of here. As we're coming up on this Alpine, we are gaining. We're not going to go for anything yet. I'm hoping to stay behind them until at least lap 3 when the DRS will open up. And you'll see the effect the DRS will make when it does. But as we go into here, coming around to start lap 3, very tricky section. All it takes is a tiny flick of the gas and you're out in that corner. You'll see a bunch of cars go there later.
DRS now available.
As Jeff gets on the radio, lets me know DRS is now available, so this is perfect. This is what I've been waiting for. So I can show you here, coming onto that last straight that we were talking about previously, getting a good run out of here, opening up the DRS, and you can see just how much faster we are here, pulling to the side out of a slipstream. I think he's got lower downforce on this car because he's keeping up really well, so we're going to go ahead and just stick a little wide. I saw him hit the Red Bull off that first turn, so I'm just going to be careful here. I'm going to duck on the inside, put some pressure on him, but I'm not going to go for the move here, just to see as he goes a little wide, messes up his apex here. So again, I can see that he's overshooting a little bit. It could be nerves, it could be me keeping pressure on him, but I'm going to keep it up and see if that helps. I feel like I'm quicker than him, despite the fact that I haven't made a bye yet, but as we go into this turn, you can see too, look just how close we get to him right there as we almost touch the back of him, so I know it can get quicker here, but I got to find a way around him, and this is a very frustrating track to try and do that. Jumping ahead to lap 7, we're still right with him. We've been on his tail this whole time, just like that last few corners. We've been right on him, but it's not working out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the pits now for an undercut. We're going to switch onto our mediums now, and we're going to end up coming out in a bubble where there shouldn't be anybody, so we can go ahead and just run away. And what I'm hoping for is, since I think I was quicker than them, but I couldn't pass, is that if I gain some time now, when they come out of the pits, I'm going to get jumped on. So we're going to go ahead and come out the pits here, exactly as I planned. No cars around, which is perfect. So now we just have to hunt them down as we're going through the first turn here. And we just lose the back end. I have honestly no idea why. I've never even lost the back end there in practice. So I'm just going to assume the tires weren't warm enough yet. Maybe. I'm not sure. But that screws us because that takes, let's just say, 20 seconds of time, which will ruin the undercut I was trying to do. And you can see here, as we've got Worthless Eagle coming out of the pits right now, and he ends up being 3 seconds ahead of us. We lost about 20 seconds in that spin. So if you check the times right now, we would have been ahead of 2 or 3 of them. But it is what it is. A teammate goes into the pits, and we're going to try and punch him now, see how much quicker or closer we can get. At least as he comes out, we shouldn't be too far behind. As we come around and we get a safety car. So this is amazing for my teammate, who's going to get basically a free stop, but it was terrible for me because I didn't get any chance to catch up to these guys. Now luckily I still come out in 7th, so I'm not in a bad spot, right back where I started. We got a bunch of cars that didn't finish this race, so we're down to only 10 already, and this is only lap 14. But we're going to go ahead and carry through here as we're defending off the car behind us. So we go around, but he just about touches on the inside, but very good move there. He manages to hold it together. We're going to block him off here just so he can't get by and punch it out. You can see he was a little quicker coming out of that one, but we parked the car in front just to slow him down. As he's coming up behind us, we got him on the left, so we're going to move left just to force him onto the inside. He won't be able to brake as late as we come through, but he does brake just as late, going right into us, pushing us off the track. As we come back in, hitting the Alfa Romeo, spinning us right around. The Williams who hit us goes straight into the wall, and that was my only saving grace of this race, because without that, we wouldn't have gotten a safety car, and there's zero chance I would catch these guys up without it. So we're going to come into the pits again. This is lap 15. The safety car out means by the end of this, we're going to get a chance to rejoin them anyway. So, I mean, losing one position, but coming out with a new wing, and I'm going to go throw the softs on. At this point, I need something to help me attack these guys. I'm hoping that there's no later safety cars, and I'll be the only one out here on these fresh softs, but I guess we'll see. As we come around, we are now finishing up our safety car here. Right off the bat, we have to contend with this ghost car ahead of us. I believe that's a car that was lapped. But they're very distracting, so I'm just going to punch it and go through. As we got a car behind us as well, we're trying to defend against Patrick. You'll see him a bunch of times this race. As he's going up our right-hand side, we're going to go ahead and go deep here, let him through on the inside, but we're going to cut him off here as we take the inside going left here. He won't be able to cut up. He's watching the rearview mirror. He goes for kind of a switchback, backs off really far there, and tries to lunge through. I saw it coming though, so I blocked that one off. We're going to punch the power here. I honestly thought he was going to get by me here. I thought it was a quicker car, but we managed to stay ahead for a bit. Jumping ahead to lap 18. We still got Patrick behind, managing to hold him off. He's real quick, but we just set a fastest lap going through, so we know we got wicked pace here. As we're going to use this to get back in the fight here and help out my teammate. You can see him just a few cars up, as we've got Vlad in the Williams who goes right, but then enters the track right in front of Eagle, who they both then go left. I didn't expect, I'm sure Eagle didn't either, for this guy to cut it off, but the Alfa Romeo gets a chance to come up the right-hand side now because we had to slow down for him, but then I got pushed off the track. We're going to let off the throttle a bit just so that we don't spin in the grass, but it does give him this position. You can tell I'm actually pretty pissed off, lunging in on him right there, and I'm going to punch it out here, actually a little too hard too. Racing, if you can't control your emotions, you're going to have a rough time. So we're going to go ahead and follow him through here, but at this point we're going to go ahead and I'm going to split open the screens. I'll let you see my teammate's point of view as well, because this is very much about to become a team play, and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. So we'll split the screens up. We're going to jump ahead to lap 25, and if you take a look in the top left, you're going to notice in the timetables the amount of penalties you can see there, and some big ones as well. My teammate has some, not his fault, the game made some mistakes, but this is where this is going to come into play. We've got the Alfa Romeo who just makes it up the inside of him, and he's going to stick with them, but he needs to beat some of these people on track to stay ahead. I don't have any penalties right now. I've got one warning, but that's it. So I don't have to beat him on track to win in the end. He does. So we're going to get in here and help him. And quite frankly, this is one of the biggest reasons I wanted to drive with him this season, was because I knew the team play and how well we would drive together would just be phenomenal. So we're going to head onto the straight here, and you can tell he's got DRS as he's flying up behind him. Car going left and right trying to break the toe, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go right around the outside, fairly easy move. But the Alfa Romeo is right on him, so we get right up behind the Alfa Romeo trying to put some pressure on him. Now we're going to duck to the left, make him think we're going for the overtake, which makes him look up and miss his braking spot. He goes across the sausage curb and unsettles his back end, sends him off to the side as soon as he gets on the throttle, which is perfect. One down, one more behind me. But we get ready to defend. He's extremely fast as we're going to go through this turn here, but he sticks right on their inside, going too wide, but we stick on the track, no contact made as we go into the next turn here. Going to go around the outside, getting tapped on the inside, nothing crazy, get another hit on the side pod. He's going to back out to go for a switchback, so we park it on the apex and slow it right down. This backs him up, and also Patrick, who's behind him, so good on him for coming back from the spin. But we're going to keep them back as we go up through this next turn. He's going to go for a move on the inside, trying to get by. We leave some room. He goes a little deep, hitting us on the inside and falling back. I don't think any damage for him. We make it out clean, so we're going to go onto the straight here, taking a page from the Red Bull book as I summon my inner Perez to defend some incredibly fast drivers behind. It took everything I had to stay ahead of them in some really good wheel-to-wheel racing.
Oh, my teammate goes on the podium.
Giving you the clip from the team radios. I appreciate that, bud. But we're going to go ahead now as we go onto the straight. They will get DRS, so you'll see the speed advantage that they have as they go absolutely soaring by. But we got nothing to defend with because we used all our energy in that last lap trying to keep them back and giving my teammate a chance. But it's okay. I don't have any penalties still, and this right here is actually my second warning, so still no penalties. I'm going to beat them for time as we go through these final two turns, and they're bashing off each other almost like bumper cars. They definitely want this as we come across the line, but thank you to the penalties, we're going to get bumped ahead, and we're just going to wait and see how far we got. I'm expecting fourth, third, but I mean, if there's anything, any penalties higher, maybe we'll get that too, as we get a driver of the day as well. So fastest lap, driver of the day, and getting on podium the first race of the season.
Yes, my teammate, he got on the podium. Good lads. Good lads.
Thanks, buddy. I had an absolute blast. This was such a fun race. I'm excited for this season. Me and Flash together, I think it'll be a wicked team, and I think we can bring the Aston Martins back and do something really special this year. Race next week will be at Belgium, so I will see you at Spa.